One thing that I wanted to talk about in this video is something that I call the power of neutral thinking. Neutral thinking, I'm going to start off by saying what neutral thinking isn't. Neutral thinking is not when you discount any positive or negative points of view from your thought processes. Neutral thinking is actually the opposite of that. Neutral thinking is when you take into account the neutral, the positive, and the negative possibility in any situation whatsoever. And then from that, you make your decisions. Let me explain this a little bit further. You see, if you are either a negative thinker or a positive thinker, chances are you probably know more negative thinkers than positive, because we live in a society that encourages you to be negative. It calls you more realistic if you're negative, and it calls you an airhead dreamer if you're positive. So our society itself is shifted towards the negative. If you are a negative thinker, then as far as you're concerned, only bad things can happen. Only things will go wrong. Nothing good will come of it. You have a possibility that you might go a little bit into neutral, neither good nor bad thinking. But as far as you're concerned, you've got this huge blind spot over here. That blind spot is where all of the good possible outcomes of whatever situation you're thinking about can take place. But you can't see it because you've chosen to be a neutral thinker. Same thing goes with being a positive thinker. You'll have this blind spot over here that completely covers up any of the negativity that any of your actions can produce. When you are a neutral thinker, you're basically choosing not to have those blind spots. You're not just looking at the middle of the road outcome of any of your decisions. You're also seeing the negative possibilities and the positive possibilities. You're taking all of that into account, and then your thinking is proceeding on from there. To illustrate this example, let's take the fate of the human race. Yeah, we're oversimplifying the problem. There are lots of possibilities as far as the fate of the human race goes. Please forgive all of my verbal slips. It's late. I was getting ready to go to bed when I decided I had to make this video. So, but fate of the human race, and let's simplify it down to 3 possibilities. You've got a negative possibility. We go extinct. You've got a positive possibility. We grow, we survive, we prosper. Then you've got a middle of the road possibilities. And this possibility is we reboot. We destroy ourselves just enough that civilization has to start over from the beginning, no memory of itself, no knowledge over anything that we've learned how to do, but we live on. Now, if you're a negative thinker, as our society wants us to be, then you're only going to see the death and destruction part of it. You might be able to understand the concept of a reboot, but this blind spot over here will prevent you from ever seeing the possibility that we'll ever make it. That is not a realistic view of the situation, because you're ignoring an entire 1/3 of your possibilities. But if you're a negative thinker, that's how you're going to view the situation. Once again, same thing with the positive. If you're a positive thinker, you will be so focused on the survival of the human race, the exploration, the future, all of this, that you might see a possible reboot. But the blind spot over here will keep you from even considering the possibility that we could go extinct. Now, once again, a neutral thinker, the power of neutral thinking, it does not exclude the positive and the negative so that you only see the reboot possibility. If you're a neutral thinker, you are actually taking all three into consideration. Positive, negative, and neutral. You can see all three possibilities, so now you can decide. One thing about being a neutral thinker is that it does not prevent you from being a positive or a negative person. You can be a very positive, peaceful, tranquil, loving, glasses half full person and still be a neutral thinker. The difference is that you're not being positive because you're blind to the negative. You're being positive because you're seeing all three and you're choosing to make the positive your reality. Just a little bit of food for thought for you guys. I know that most people out there are not neutral thinkers, and honestly, if you brought up the concept to most people, they would assume the exact opposite of what it actually means. But I think it would be helpful if people became aware of this concept, because it really is a form of empowerment. You know, anytime you gain the ability to choose, you know, you're empowering yourself. And the main key to gaining the power to choose is to realize you even have a choice. So I wish you guys a good night. It's late. I'm going to go to bed now. And I wish you guys well. Love you all.